Our hero claims a warrior's heart.
Skyrim, released in 2011 and still popular and relevant today, often praised by fans and critiques for its immersive open-world experience with vast gameplay potential. However, it also has been criticized for its morality and ethical choices, portrayals of race, class, and gender, as well as opening avenues for video game addiction due to its immersive nature. In this video essay, I'll be discussing these issues, as well as its praises of Skyrim, and what effect it has on the player.
Still look forward to working with you, John. I mean that. You want a coffee? Well, I don't know. Fucking Christ.
Now, Skyrim has 10 playable races, with their own attributes and abilities. Though the wide range of choices for player creativity and diversity is definitely commendable, it has often been criticized for portraying racial stereotypes. An example of this would be how the natives of the land, Nords, are often portrayed as heroic warriors, meanwhile Algonians and Khajiit are portrayed as thieves and assassins.
All right, hand over your valuables, or I will gut you like a fish.
It could be argued that this leads to the reinforcement of negative stereotypes towards specific groups of people. Even within the game, prejudice and racism are successfully simulated.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
But we haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, which is fine. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Looking for shipping?
I was one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army. Damn Greyskin. Go back to Morrowind.
The Dark Elves are treated and seen as a lower race and class in comparison to the Nords. In contrast, it is also a game within the realms of fantasy and thus often simplify and/or pervert the reality of our world using humanistic concepts such as stereotyping for the sake of the immersive experience it provides. Overall, Skyrim has made significant strides within its attempt at representation. For a vast array of fantasy races, there is still room for improvement. By creating more detailed and nuanced characters and avoiding harmful stereotypes, this game would be far more welcoming. Skyrim's portrayal of gender is both progressive and problematic. While there are strong female characters in games such as Lydia and Uthgerd the Unbroken, who are not restricted to their gender roles, often females in the game are subject to sexualization and objectification, even the strong ones. The implementation of strong female characters as companions is definite positive for the game. However, revealing armor and clothing gives the conflicting argument that the option for eye candy, as the concept is presented by Laura Mulvey, negates this positive. Gamergate also says that Skyrim's gender politics are a mixed bag, with some strong female characters and some that are more problematic, to which I agree with. I would say Skyrim, especially for the time of its release during 2011, was very progressive and inclusive, giving the player an equal opportunity to play as a male and female. However, the problematic aspects still do exist, and with improvement regarding the points discussed earlier, the game could be far more inclusive to all players. Now, morality and ethics in Skyrim. Oh boy, a lot of choices with this game, with detrimental consequences at times.
You were a fool to spare me. What did you think, I would be grateful? Cicero should be listener, not you. Now you will die.
Within the game, the various moral dilemmas that the player faces are often praised for being nuanced and complex, as it has direct effect on gameplay. And upon its release as an open world game in 2011, not many games had previously replicated its complexity. Nonetheless, the nature of some of these moral dilemmas that give the player the ability to commit some atrocious acts have come under fire. For example, the introductory quest to the Dark Brotherhood questline poses you with the choice of executing one of 3 supposedly innocent prisoners. In the book Video Games, Violence and Ethics of Fantasy, Christopher Bartel argues that video games are works of fiction that enable players to entertain a fantasy. So a full understanding of the ethical criticisms of a video game must focus attention on why individual players are motivated to entertain immoral and violent fantasies. Bartel also argues that games offer merely the virtual representation of violence, and no one is actually harmed by committing a violent act in a game. Therefore, it cannot be morally wrong to perform such acts. Now, the final topic of this video essay is video game addiction. According to the book Video Game Debate 2, video game addiction is a complex issue that can have negative impacts on personal well-being. While video games can be fun and an engaging way to pass the time, excessive gameplay can lead to social isolation, sleep deprivation, and other negative outcomes. In the case of Skyrim, the game's immersive gameplay has been praised for its ability to draw players into its world, and there definitely are positive aspects to playing such a game. According to the book The Oxford Handbook of Cyber Psychology, video game playing can have positive benefits. In the right context, video games can be used for cognitive remediation, pain management, improving social and communication skills, as well as therapeutic benefits. However, the immersive nature of the game can also lead to video game addiction, which can have negative impacts on personal well-being, as discussed earlier. Players might find themselves spending hours upon hours playing the game, neglecting other responsibilities and relationships. It is important to set limits and prioritize other aspects of life when playing video games. While video games can be a great way to relax and unwind, they should not come at the expense of other important activities.